First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High God. Yahweh will do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. I also want to give a mighty shalom to the Akim, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the true Israelites of the Scriptures. Also to these speckled birds that scattered abroad that might look like other nations, but are in fact Israelites. Also want to give a mighty shalom to the elders that's been in this truth for many years, pushing it in sincerity. Shalom to you all, putting the work in. I'm just going to do a quick lesson, just going into meditation, on what meditation is according to the scriptures and what you should meditate on. People come into the truth and they got a wrong, conception of what, meditation is, based off, a lot of pagan practices, etc. And, like Buddhism, like things like that, people get the wrong misconception. What you want to meditate on is, the commandments of the Most High God, because, meditating on them is going to keep you away from sin. The flesh is weak. When we entertain folly, we're going to go into folly because the flesh is weak, like I mentioned. So you want to meditate, educate yourself on it so you can know what, to do and what not to do. So that's what you want to meditate on, the Lord's laws. So this is Joshua 1 and 8. This is the book of the law, shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Now, why did Joshua tell them to meditate day and night? So they can remember the commandments, that thou mayest obey to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy ways prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So if you keep these commandments, you're going to have success. But how can you keep them if you don't, if you're not knowledgeable of them? So that's, a reason to go back into the law and educate yourself. But David spoke about this as well. He understood, the program. So this is Psalms 119. Sorry, verse 48. It says, my hands also will I lift unto thy commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate in thy statutes. Right, so Psalms 119 and 48, you had David said he's going to meditate on the Lord's statutes. Why? So he can, make sure that he's in the spirit, right? So let's go to Job. Job, the man that God called perfect, right? In Job 22:22, it says, receive, I pray thee, receive what? The law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thy heart, right? So, pretty much, Job is talking even about the law, right? Not the law of Moses at this time, of course, because Job is during the time of Genesis, if I'm not mistaken, according to the timeline. But the Lord's commandments has always been here, but it just, it wasn't called the law of Moses. Let's go to Romans, 15 and 4. So Romans 15 and 4, it says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Right, so the things that were written before was for not only, for our learning, but for comfort as well. Comfort in what? Having hope that the Lord's going to redeem us. But the point is, right, it says the things that were written for our learning. What was written for our learning? The law, statutes, commandments. Those are our instructions, right? That's our wisdom according to the Most High God. That's Deuteronomy chapter 4, right? Read that whole chapter. Let me see. Let's go into Psalms, 77 and 12. I will meditate also of thy work and talk of thy doings. So it says he's going to meditate on the works of the Most High and talk of his doings, right? So at the end of the day, you got to meditate on the Most High God, but also his law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord should be lingering in your mind continually. And what is the words of the Most High? Prophecy is one of them, right? This is Sirach in Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High. So Notice the scriptures is always telling you to give your mind to the law, because what? That's your instruction. And is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So prophecy is the word of the Most High. You want to be occupied in that as well, because, we see the things that's going on in this world right now. So you want to be, mindful of that. Now let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 1 verses 2. So it says, blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Watch this. But his delight is in the law of the Most High, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. See, you have to meditate on the law, statutes, and commandments, because again, what does the scripture say? Sin is breaking the law. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 4. It says, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. You see that? So if you're breaking the law, you're in sin. So, in Psalms it tells you to meditate on it so that, you can prevent yourself from falling into sin. Now, the good result, meditating on the law, we're going to be able to gird ourselves from these different type of wickedness that's out in the world. So that's a good result of meditating on the law of the Most High God. And also, if you focus on the Lord, He's going to give you good thoughts, right? So let's go to Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and 3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. You see that? So if you commit your works to the Most High God, He's going to allow you to have, pleasant thoughts. So these are, reasons why you need to meditate on the law, statutes, and commandments and make the Most High God your priority. You don't want to meditate on carnal things, right? And I know sometimes, we get carnal, we're in the flesh. But like the scriptures say, you gotta bring your spirit, back in subjection to the Most High. So let's go to Colossians chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Hamashiach, see those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affection on the things above, not the things that's on earth. Because right now, we're so caught up sometimes in our lives, in the things that we have in our priorities that, we disregard the Lord. And this is something that I've suffered, with for a while as well. I be caught up in so much things, caught up in work and the things I do, that I forget that the Lord exists, and He's the one that's allowing me to strive and continue to, endure. Let me go to Sirach chapter 16. Actually, I'm going to go to chapter 14 and 20. It says, blessed is the man that doeth meditate good things in wisdom, and that resoneth of holy things by his understanding. So what are the holy things that we meditate on? What did the Lord give us to make us holy? Wisdom. What is our wisdom? The laws, statutes, and commandments. Because again, when you're being carnal, these are the type of things that happen. Let me get Sirach. Let's go back to the Apocrypha actually. Sirach 16 and 23. I'm going to wrap this up. So Sirach 16 and 23. He that wanteth understanding will think upon vain things, and a foolish man erring imagineth follies. Right? Because when you're not, meditating on the Most High God, what are you meditating on? Folly. And that's not something you want to happen to you, because, the Lord would give you up to your mind. He'll let you be consumed by your own mind. That's in Romans. Let's get that in Romans. And then after that, I'm going to wrap it up. So, Romans chapter 1:21. And it says, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, meaning their thoughts, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing them to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of God, the glory of the uncorruptible God, into an image made like corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Watch this. Wherefore God also gave them up to their uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. So God gave them up to the, wickedness of their own minds. So this is why you don't want to meditate on folly. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to say shalom.